All right, ladies and gentlemen, hope you're well. Welcome back. Hey, I told you we back in the mix. I told you we're jamming, we're working. You can hear the voice a little stronger than it was earlier this week. We're strengthening up, baby. Let's go. And now, well, we're in the 7th inning stretch. It's time to take a look at BGs and where you're going to finish. Me? I don't even know if I'm going to grind into M3. But for you, well, let's find out. So you can see I moved all the stuff out of the way. I did leave the averages up so you can see where we're at. I wanted you to be able to get some context for the season. But I have moved my estimations away from the overall average and into just the average from week 4. So that's why you're going to see some shifts in the scores from what you saw before. I've got my notes right here on what shifted, and we'll talk about that when we get to the sweats. But ultimately, you can see that a lot of the averages are down. Now, we've seen this historically season over season. People push hard for the 100, and then it gets done, and then people push hard for the 200, and then it falls off the face of the earth. And that's what we see here in this quantum Q2 cutoff, right? You know, in the lower ends, people who are getting in, they're still playing through, getting their rewards from the solo event, etc. So you're kind of seeing those scores hold, but you get here to quantum, this stuff falls off the edge of the earth. But what we have seen since week 3 is an uptick amongst our more, you know, our players that play more often. So Mysterium has climbed up, M2, Celestial's up, C5 is down. But we'll talk about that when we get to the sweats. But if you're not one of the sweats and you're just here looking for your safe estimated cutoff, reminder, this basically allows for holding to the average and then having double the average for the last 2 days. And that generally will provide you a safe landing spot. It's very unlikely that in these places, you're going to see more than that. Now, it always changes when we get to the sweats. So I guess it's time that we take a look, huh? All right, here we are taking a look at our sweats. We got a little bit of an update to our overall scores, and basically now that we have a solid average from week 4 and we know roughly how points are trending, I used that math here. I added 1 extra day of average in, so it's not a ton. There's a little bit of leeway in each of these scores, and then I added in the historical average. So these are pretty safe landing spots. They're a little padded, about 8 to 10 points in each of them. But they're going to be practically reasonable for where these are going to finish based on what we've seen historically. And so from the last video I posted, Mysterium has dropped about 9 points. It was 333 last one. C6 has dropped 12 points from the 465 range. C5 has dropped tremendously. It's down almost 50 points, 48 points. And now I'll take a look at that here in a second, show you exactly why that is. I do believe that this 515 is going to be reasonable though. And then C4, I'm estimating 640, but there's another bit of data there too that we're gonna go take a look at here momentarily. But soak those in. If you're in those spots looking good, we should be okay. Now, for the little bit of nuance in C5 and C4, let's go take a look real quick. And so you can see that here in C5, we've had a steady decline, and we're down here at this 8.7. Now, when I averaged this out before, I used the overall average for the season and let that run through. So as you can see versus where we are now at just under 9 points a day, very padded. And it's why that number dropped so much. The other one being C4, you can see we're here averaging about 10 points a day over this week. But one big piece of nuance is that between yesterday and today, C4 went up 1 point. So I know we're going into modder weekend, and I know that we've had a bunch of them going back and forth. There's a lot of modders in right now, so be very careful when you do your final push. Kabam usually is pretty good about cleaning that stuff out on Monday, so I'll probably do my last grind Monday evening. But yeah, just be careful. So that's a little bit of nuance there. Let's go back and take a look. Here's where we're sitting. Here's where we're at. And all in all, hey, I wish you the best on your close down the stretch. I hope you're enjoying the season. Meta is not my cup of tea, but I know there are a few people that like it. Watch out for that AI. It's a little passive right now. It's like it doesn't want to be intercepted or something. Outside of that, I was supposed to stream today. I'm still planning to stream today, but my wife is gone. If she's not back in the next hour or so, I'm not going to be able to work that out. But listen, it doesn't stop the work from happening. We're grinding on the content. I got a long line of stuff coming up. Vancouver review, roundtable number 3 coming up. Can't wait for that one. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be a banger. I hope your BG season is too. I wish you all the best. I'll see you very soon. Much love to all of you. And until next time, peace.